Thank you for joining my session this afternoon. My name is Mike. For those of you who don't know me, I'm with the Think Ahead team as their education campaign manager. I also have Jessica in the virtual room with me, and she will be monitoring the chat for me. So if at any point you have a question, please pop it in the chat and Jess will bring it to my attention. In this session, we are going to explore how we can maximize the technology we use every day to maintain a connection with our students in a hybrid learning and teaching environment. But before we do that, I'd like to share with you a few exciting upcoming iStore Meet sessions that will also upskill you in maximizing your tech ability. So, I see my slides haven't. Give me 1 second, everybody. Sorry about that. I'm having a bit of a technical glitch here. Give me 1 second. All right, let's try that again. Okay, so as I was saying, iStore Meets. So for those of you who don't know, iStore Meets is a series of free online workshops to help you get the most out of your Apple products, to learn and share experiences with some of the best creators, entrepreneurs, thought leaders, and product trainers, all from the comfort of your home or wherever you are, really. And in light of World Teachers Month, Think Ahead and iStore Meets recognize teachers' achievements and challenges. We bring you a series of free sessions to thank you and to inspire you to keep leading and reimagining the future. I'd like to quickly share with you some of the upcoming sessions. You can join us on International Teachers' Day for a quiz on the 5th of October. And in teams of 4, you could each stand the chance to win a R1,000 iStore voucher. And on the 13th of October, join Jeanette Viljoen from Redeed School, South Africa, and explore how to maximize the use of your Apple Pencil and learn how to use it as more than just a fancy stylus that to replace your red pen. It's the ultimate companion for the hybrid classroom. Then, Alicia Bankhover is an Apple Distinguished Educator from Austria. Join her session on how to use Keynote for visual storytelling on the 7th of October, and then a session on how to use the Clips app for literacy and language skills on the 28th of October. Owen, also an Apple Distinguished Educator, is going to be joining us online all the way from Dublin. On the 14th of October, he'll be exploring how we can foster creativity and animation. And on the 28th of October, sign up and learn how to create music tracks on GarageBand. And Erica, also an Apple Distinguished Educator, signing on from Pennsylvania, will be sharing how we can link coding and GarageBand on the 14th. And then on the 21st, the Creativity Challenges for iPad session explores how you can begin designing cross-curricular activities for students. If you want to join any of these free sessions, all you have to do is go on to www.istore.co.za/meets. Now onto today's session. I thought I'd kick off by exploring a few features of what I think are the most used remote teaching tools: Google Meet, Zoom, and Microsoft Teams. Let's start off with Google Meet. In a bit, I'm going to unpack the importance of having your camera on, as well as the importance of always allowing your students to see your face. But sometimes our Wi-Fi connection doesn't always allow for that. With Google Meet, you can easily scale your video quality if you're having connectivity problems. Once you're in your lesson, either tap or click on the 3 dots. I call those 3 dots the sideways R screen. They're generally located in one of the corners of your screen, and from there, go to Settings, and then go to the Video tab. There aren't an abundance of options, so the chances of you getting confused are very slim. Lowering the resolution will obviously make things look worse, but it may also lighten the strain on your internet connection. but at least your students will be able to hear your voice and see a bit of your face. Kind of like back in the day when we used to watch a goalie in open time with the bunny aerial. This is also a great tip for you to share with them as well in case they're having slow Wi-Fi speeds. There aren't too many features built within Google Meet. It is quick to share your screen, and the closed captions are also quite nifty too. Microsoft Teams is a super powerful tool for teachers to help create a space to better engage with students and to enhance learning. Firstly, use the whiteboard to collaborate. Being able to quickly share means you can open a presentation and share it so students can type questions as you present, which you can answer verbally. Or you could use the whiteboard app to create a space where your students can interact with you on a single blank space, just as with the real whiteboard. You can use Teams assignments and GradeSync for easy auto-grading. When using student information systems, it's possible to make marking super simple using Teams. By using GradeSync as a Teams tool, you can mark and have marks automatically synced. If you create an assignment within Teams and provide a grading definition, then the platform can automatically correct and add that grade to your system, which can save time on marking and recording. Use OneNote class notebook in Teams. A really easy way to share information with a group of students is to use OneNote class notebooks. You can also share information with your colleagues or even parents. The ability to collaborate can be really useful in creating and developing new documents. By having one place where students can see the resources and notes posted by you makes spotting updates and finding resources really easy. Plus, the excuse of notes getting lost can never be used. And this is super cool. Microsoft has integrated ThingLink into Teams, which is capable of showing 360-degree virtual tours. So you can take a class on a virtual field trip without filling out any permission forms, organizing groups, or even using the time needed to get there. You can pick up locations from all over the world and explore the 360-degree view as a group in real time. Options also allow you to work on interactive maps, infographics, presentations, and tours, all within this platform. The basic account is free, with a lot of 360-degree tour choices for premium teacher accounts. On to Zoom. On Zoom, you can utilize the whiteboard or annotate a shared document and let your students engage as well. When sharing a whiteboard document, screen, or image, try whiteboarding math problems or have a student use annotation to highlight items such as grammar mistakes in a paper that you're sharing. You'll find the annotation option at the top of the screen while you're screen sharing. You can also disable students from annotating as well, as that can prove to be quite messy. Zoom provides a way for you to break students into separate video chat rooms in order to complete discussion exercises or other group work. It's really simple to do. You can either set it up when you are preparing the Zoom link or manually do it in a live session. As the moderator, you can float around and join rooms to check in on the discussion, post an announcement to all the rooms, or even place a time limit on them. Once your students rejoin, once you ask your students to rejoin the whole group and in the breakouts, they'll have 60 seconds to wrap up their discussions and rejoin. Just a note on the breakout rooms, it's a feature that's only available on Zoom meetings and it's not available on Zoom webinars. Then, my favorite feature. Trust me, I don't look this good. It's the beauty filter. Under the video settings, you go to video, and make sure that touch up my appearance is on. You can adjust just how much work you need done based on how much marking you did the night before or how much wine you've had. But on to today's session. As teachers, we would all agree that one of our greatest joys of teaching are the relationships that we build and develop in our classrooms. But with hybrid learning, how do we maintain and develop these relationships, all while reaching learning outcomes? We also know that student success is more than just good grades. It's the social emotional factors like student relationships with teachers and peers that has an impact on learning. In the beginning of the year, within a few days, our teachers adapted very quickly to teaching online. And in time, we're challenged to teach in the hybrid learning environment. And the hybrid model is going to be around for the foreseeable future. With this in mind, I'm going to share some practical, easy, and most importantly, manageable steps to make the hybrid teaching and learning model effective. Here are my tips for maximizing the tech we use to maintain a connection, all while taking into consideration the social and emotional needs of our students. Number one, provide students with the opportunity to share more about themselves. Think about the activities you would normally assign throughout the year and consider how they could be accomplished remotely. Now more than ever, that getting to know you activity is critical for building successful relationships with students. An idea would be to offer several opportunities for students to share about themselves and their experiences using an app like Clips on the iPad. Clips is a free app for making fun videos. With a few taps, students can create and share video messages or tell a quick story that includes artistic filters, animated text, music, and so much more. They will really allow them to express themselves. Flipgrid is another simple, free, and accessible video discussion experience that is available both on iPad and Android devices and is used by millions of pre-K to PhD students, teachers, and families around the world. Flipgrid amplifies student voice and empowers students of all ages to engage and share using the power of video. Teachers can also create and share discussion topics with their learning communities, and students simply download the app, enter their unique join code, and record short videos to share with their classmates. Another great idea is to use Google Docs and encourage students to post a paragraph about how they're feeling. Students can also include multimedia that include videos or still images, as well as collaborate with other students in their class projects. Also look for opportunities for students to personalize their technology presence, like designing an emoji or an avatar. And lastly, have students draw or design a custom background for your Zoom or team lessons, and react to what students share and emphasize community by allowing students to engage with each other. Not only will they feel more connected, but you will also gain a better understanding of your students' backgrounds and interests. Number two, show your face, share your stories, and let your voice be heard. The camera and microphone are so powerful. Let students get to know you by seeing you and hearing you. A remote learning environment can feel isolating without seeing or hearing from you, the teacher. Let your students see your face by communicating via live video stream, photos, or recorded videos. Here are a few apps that will help you achieve this. If I had to pick one app to use for the rest of my teaching or training career, I would pick Keynote. Keynote is the most powerful presentation app ever designed for a mobile device. Besides its simple user interface, it's packed with features. Students and teachers can collaborate together, annotate, leave comments, either text or voice notes, throw in videos, and when they're done, save it to the cloud and come back at any stage to review those words of encouragement. Shobi is the ultimate app for the paperless classroom, which makes it even better for the hybrid classroom. It's used by over 3 million teachers and students around the world. It's so simple to assign, to collect and review student work, all while trying to maintain that connection. Notability is another great tool to use to provide verbal feedback to your students. It's packed with other features like effortless note-taking, but it also allows you as a teacher to jot down notes and insert little audio files to motivate your students. Additionally, participate in those getting to know you activities that I mentioned before, and share some personal, appropriate stories. Storytelling is a helpful method for humanizing teachers for students, but even more so in a remote setting. It can be as simple as sharing about your beloved pet mittens or talking about your love for reading. Students will feel more engaged and invested in school the more they get to see, hear, and know you. Number 3, build your virtual classroom. The first step is to create a sense of community in your virtual classroom. But how do you do that? Here are some ideas. Create classroom rules and expectations as you normally would, and hold your students accountable. Continue your class traditions and introduce new ones. Number 3, there are so many online ideas for cyber icebreakers. Play a game of I Spy. This will also help in getting students to focus, or a scavenger hunt. Provide them with a list of items that they need to find throughout the house. A quick word of advice on this is to be sure that you are not picking exact objects for them to find, like a toy cell phone. Rather, create a category that could involve all sorts of different objects that qualify, like an object with numbers on it. This will reveal a lot of different interpretations of the clue, as well as not limiting what students can, find around them. Another idea would be to do a live quiz with Kahoot. Also, a quick Google search will reveal a ton of ideas. Lastly, collaborative projects. Why not get your students to build a website for your virtual classroom with Google Sites? The classroom space is a central hub for students to visit, learn, access, and post information related to the class. Google Sites allows you to achieve all of this. Pose questions, share files, host discussions, and so much more. This should help students develop a sense of belonging and belonging when engaging in opportunities when contributing to the site. Number 4, have a presence and establish a routine. In a time of uncertainty and inconsistency, school, even in a remote setting, can be a safe space for students. Establish a feeling of normalcy by operating a routine that becomes familiar with students. Share your schedule and stick to it as best you can. Developing routines around a schedule will ease your students as they learn what to expect each week. Start each day with a morning video message, pose lunchtime questions, or send daily emails. Try your best to respond to questions and provide feedback swiftly. In whatever format possible, build a presence into daily routines to let students know that you are there. Number 5, in all that you do, show that you care. An underlying theme for relationship building with students is ensuring their social and emotional well-being. Set an intention. Be a human first to show your students that you care and that their learning matters. I came across this on Facebook earlier this week, and I thought it was the perfect way to end off as it really ties everything up. Teaching is not a delivery system. In the hybrid teaching and learning, we really do have a wonderful opportunity to take full advantage of the technology that we have at our disposal every day. So why not? So let's take full advantage and make teaching an art form. Thank you, Sir Ken Robertson, and thank you for joining my session today. Does anybody have any questions for me? Is there anything in the chat? Oh, great stuff. I think I finished a little bit early. I just want to check our next session. How our next session starting at Our next session is starting at 4:15. So you've got about 10 minutes to stretch those legs, go and grab a cup of coffee if you want.